Namah Shivaya. Hey beautifuls. Many of you know, I'm in India right now, and I had a very special day today, and I really do feel like sharing some of the insights that I gained today, some of the experiences that I had today, because it was just so touching for me. So today I was able to help to do some seva, to do some karma yoga at the recycling center, the waste managing center that exists here within the ashram. Now, I met the lady who basically initiated this project 9 years ago. As you might know, waste management in India is huge. It's a huge topic. Like, people do not really have governmental waste management systems. So everything basically goes whether on the earth, into the ocean, or just simply into the backyard, and they will make a fire and they burn all the plastics or whatever is there. And it's huge. Like, you can imagine how many people do that. And if you've been to India, you might notice this crazy smell in the afternoons that goes all around the towns. However, what they did here in the ashram is they initiated a system where you really divide your waste. Now, coming from Austria, I'm very used to this system, and it's pretty normal for me. Now, what I did not know is that it doesn't exist outside of the ashram in that sense. However, this project here is just a reference project for anyone in India, and it has worldwide status. So this lady who runs it is just so full of energy and love for nature, and she's so true and honest and humble at the same time, and so full of Shakti. So what we did today was, we were a group of about 30 people, and we packed and we moved the soft plastic waste here from the ashram into bags, and this created this huge mountain. You cannot imagine. It was so huge, and it was just the waste from the last 3 months. Only 3 months, and it was only soft plastics, meaning not any of the hard plastic things like you would use for Tupperware or shampoos or any of these kind, just soft plastics like the plastic bags that you use and the cellophane that different kind of food and sweets are wrapped in, all these kind of stuff. And you cannot imagine how dirty it was. I mean, it was dirty. The group was just so joyful. Like, it was such a work from our hearts to support the earth, to support this project, to really become an instrument to change something right here, right now. And I was nearly crying seeing all of where the plastic was and what we had collected, and then seeing this huge mountain. But rather more, what touched me so much is the joy and the power that everyone participated in. So the mountain that we created and then shifted from one side to the other was at least, it's really hard to guess, like 8 or 10 meters high, and it was maybe 20 to 30 meters long. It was really huge. And why they do all that is because then they can sell it. This is the only way that they can make sure that the plastic is not going into the ocean or being burned, so going into the air. So they sell it, and guess how much the price is. Like, there is obviously people interested, institution interested into buying soft plastics. So the price for 1 ton, that's 1 ton, that's huge, is 1 rupee. 1 rupee. Now, if you are used to euros, 70 rupees are 1 euro. So it's less than a cent. It's just like, it's incredible. And right now, due to some political country debating issues, the plastic cannot be sold. So they just have to store it here. However, I mean, just thinking about this, where does actually the waste go after you throw it into your bin? Like, what is being made out of it? And for the soft plastic, it's a really big issue because you cannot really recycle it. Cleaning it with water and everything is really, really costly. And actually the soft plastic is being created from a very, very important natural source, and we are simply wasting it. Like we are wasting this resource in form of waste by giving it into the ocean or throwing it, blowing it into the air, rather than being aware of that the resource of oil is also soon to be done, basically. And then with it goes the plastic, because right now, if we could save it, we're not really doing it. However, some other things that the lady mentioned about the plastic was that it's, and what I personally have really not been aware of, is that it has been basically invented for mass production during the Second World War as a byproduct of creating the petrol, the diesel for the cars. And they had come up with this idea to give this so-called toxic plastic to the military, to put it into clothes and to create all this kind of stuff, because they didn't really know what to do with it. So that was when it started to become part of the mass production. And now since the 70s, we are really seeing it everywhere. Like if you go to a supermarket, there is basically no chance that you buy anything that is not wrapped into plastic, correct? Like, think about this. I mean, I've been thinking about this all the day, and it really hooked me. Besides this humbleness and the effort that this lady makes since 9 years, and the whole ashram makes, and it's really like God basically really working through her, like all this energy that she has. And like this is a really tough topic, creating this huge waste thing. And today I only saw a little bit of the soft plastic issue, and there is more than 120 plastic kinds. Yeah, and still we don't really know the effects on our body. Today I heard that basically research is kind of like showing that whenever food is wrapped into plastic, some molecules go into the food, aka going into our bodies, aka being not the place where they're supposed to be, and the body of course is not really able to deal with plastic inside the body. However, there's still basically a lot of research to be done, but since we don't really have plastic for more than 50 years in mass production, we also don't know the consequences. All right, so this was really something that was going on today for me in my heart, and you cannot imagine how happy and how content, and at the same time how helpless, and at the same time how helpful I felt digging in the waste and in the dirt. And then I just wanted to clean and put on the best dress that I had afterwards. Now, what really cracked me was when the lady who initiated the project said, at the beginning, she divided us into 3 groups. The first group who just wants to do it gentle, the second group who wants to go full in, the Hanuman group, and then the third group, the Bhakti group, who is kind of like in the middle, not wanting too much, not wanting to do too much physical, but still wanting to participate and still wanting to make a contribution. So then she told the ones who said they are kind of like tired and due to the climate, and it's hot and they're dehydrated and whatever, she just said, you know what, I'm not bothering you, you know, this is your sacred body temple, go and take care of it. Like, if you feel the calling to go and rest, go and rest. Don't be here. Do whatever you need to do. And she set them free. I mean, we were there all with our plastic hands, plastic glove hands, collecting plastic. And then the Hanuman group really brought stuff forward, and the Bhakti group sewed the bags with the plastic. So also this humbleness and this respect for our own bodies, in a sense that we do not injure ourselves, even though that we are on a big mission, made my heart just melt. Like, it was such a beautiful gesture, and everyone who was there was fully committed, like so committed. We were cheerleading and cherishing each other and really going for it at the same time, really knowing that we are devoting every plastic that we are collecting for the sake of Mother Nature, for the sake of Mother Earth. And one thing I want to close with was the story that the satsang that she held after we finished our seva, our karma yoga actions. And she told a story about how the story of the Ramayana, right? The story of how Hanuman and Rama came to the bridge to Sri Lanka to rescue Sita. It's in Indian mythology. And it seemed like a very, very long road. And there was some chipmunks who wanted to participate, to support creating this bridge, so that the final mission could be accomplished. But they were just very, very small chipmunks. And what could very, very small chipmunks do to create a bridge? Now, what they did was they ran to the ocean, so they got wet. Afterwards, they went back to the beach. They would lay down and twist all around in the sand so that they got very sandy. Then all of them would gather at one spot and shake off the sand. And they did it for such a long time that they actually started to create basically a bank, a street where the bridge could be built on. Now, you would think that, yeah, these chipmunks, of course, they were rewarded, and Lord Rama touched them and gave them these 3 stripes on the back. So this is why the mythology says that chipmunks have 3 stripes. But just this symbol of, no matter how small your action, your contribution to a bigger project, to a bigger, higher goals serving, it counts, like, and it's so precious. Like, even though that we are all just these tiny little chipmunks in the big world, facing difficulties, struggles, challenges, we all can make a difference. And that just, I don't know, this symbol of the chipmunks, like seeing myself as this little chipmunk, feeling sometimes really helpless about these big issues that we have. And just having, again, this support, this confirmation of, yes, whatever you do, even if it's small, it's so precious and so valuable and so worthy. And yeah, so from the bottom of my heart, this is what I really want to share with you. So please, if this is an inspiration for you, especially for the new year 2018, for next year, no matter how small your steps are or how small your contribution is, it counts, and together we can create a bridge that even bridges India to Sri Lanka. Okay, sending you lots of love. Bye.